Hey you guys, it's Jessica from Sloppy Swatches. Today I have a swatch and review of the Catchphrases collection from Sweet and Sour Lacquer. I did purchase these on my own. They are available now, and I will link Sweet and Sour Lacquer's storefront down below. Be sure to watch all the way to the end because I will be hosting a giveaway for a free set of minis. I'll also be featuring these on this Friday's But Do They Water Marble, and I think that's really where these are going to shine, so I'll go ahead and get into the swatches. So first up is donuts. All of these are based on Simpson's words or phrases or characters. This is a bright hot pink. So I'll show you a brush shot. And I'll show you a quick stamping demo using donuts. So today I'm using plate BPL 013. I'm going to give a downward scrape and an upwards roll, and these pick up great. I don't think they're going to stamp well over darker colors, but over white they're really going to pop. So I'll show you how donuts swatched on my natural nail. Here is one coat. I found that the formula on these is pretty much the same across the board. The first coat goes on just a tiny bit streaky, so I'll let that dry and come back in for the second coat. And these do dry down semi-matte. The second coat kind of builds it up a little bit, but not quite to opacity. I still had visible nail line. So I'll let that dry once more and then come back in for the third coat. And here is the third and final coat. The third coat for me is going to almost bring it opaque. I still can see nail line, especially in some lighting. I'll show you how they look with and without top coat. With top coat, it kind of helps it blend in and not be as obvious. So here is a look at the completed mani without top coat. It's really hard to see in this lighting, but I can still see some nail line. This is my swatch photo under artificial lighting without top coat once more, and then at an angle with top coat. So that kind of helps it blend in and be more reflective, and it's not as obvious. So next up is I'll Be in My Room, and this is a super insanely bright orange. So I'll show you a brush shot. So next I'll show you a stamping demo, once more using BPL 013. I'm going to give a generous amount to the image, a downward scrape, and an upwards roll. So I did have a little bare patch on that heart, but overall these pick up really well. They do dry kind of fast, so you're going to want to roll kind of quickly. I'll show you how I'll Be in My Room swatched on my natural nail. So this is one coat, and the first coat goes on a little bit streaky, not bad at all. Really nice and evenly. The formula is really easy to work with. It's not thick or thin or anything like that. You do not want to overwork them though, because they will begin dragging. So here is the second coat of I'll Be in My Room. This is going to build it up quite a bit, not fully opaque. I feel like if you wanted full opacity quicker, I think these are going to perform really well with a white undie. So I'll let this dry and come back in for a third coat. At 3 coats, it's not bad. Like if you don't mind nail line, this is not going to be bad at all. It's not blaringly obvious. So this third coat is going to bring it right to the edge of opacity. Here is a look at the completed mani without top coat, so you can see it in its semi-matte finish. This is my swatch photo under artificial lighting. And once more at an angle with top coat. Next up is Caramba, and this is a super intense bright yellow. This is a true yellow, not much green in here at all. So here is a brush shot. And I'll show you a short stamping demo, again using plate BPL 013. Apply a generous amount, downward scrape, and an upwards roll. So this is how it picked up. This one looks phenomenal over white. I tested it a little bit. So I'll show you how Caramba swatched on my natural nail. Here is one coat. I did do a thicker first coat here because I know yellows are kind of notoriously hard to build up. This one did go on a little bit streaky. So I'll let that dry and then come back in for a second coat. So here is the second coat of Caramba. This builds it up a little bit. It is still a little bit streaky for me though at 2 coats. So I'll let this dry once more and then come back in for a third coat. So here is the third and final coat of Caramba, and this is going to bring it right to the edge of opacity for me. Nice and even. These do self-level pretty well and dry very quickly. Here is a look at the completed mani without top coat. This is my swatch photo under artificial lighting. And once more at an angle with top coat. Next up is Oh Homie, and this is a bright neon lime green. I'll show you a brush shot. And I'll show you a short stamping demo using BPL 013 again. And this is how it picked up first time. Next, I'll show you how Oh Homie swatched on my natural nail. So here is one coat. Again, it goes on smoothly and easily. This is like a bright GAC color, but I can still see nail line and it is a tiny bit streaky, so I'll let this dry and then come back in for the second coat. Here is the second coat of Oh Homie. And this is going to build it up a little bit, but I can still see nail line on this one as well, so I'm going to let it dry and come back in for a third coat. This does a really great job at self-leveling though. I had no problems with it. Really easy to apply. So here is the third and final coat of Oh Homie. This is going to help bring it a little bit closer to opacity. And at 3 coats, these really don't get thick and gunky at all either, so layering that much is not a problem at all. You probably could do a 4th layer, I'm just not into that. Here is a look at the completed mani without top coat. This is my swatch photo under artificial lighting. And this is my swatch photo at an angle with top coat. So next up is Pacifier Suck, and I love that the name is in parentheses, like it's not the name itself, but the sound. Really cute. This is a bright cobalt blue. I'll show you a brush shot. And I'll show you a short stamping demo. So this is how it picked up. No problems at all. Next, I'll show you how Pacifier Suck swatched on my natural nail. I was hoping this would be like a really opaque one, and in fact, I started out with 2 coats and then stopped and started taking pictures before I realized that the nail line was still really obvious. But this one goes on really smooth, not as streaky, great formula. I will let this dry and then come back in for the second coat. So here is the second coat of Pacifier Suck. This is going to deepen it up a little bit, but not bring it completely opaque. So I don't feel like this one is a stainer either. I always swatch with a base coat, but I didn't have anything stuck in my cuticles or anything like that. So here is the third and final coat of Pacifier Suck. And this is going to build it up again. Not completely opaque, but nice enough to pass. Here is a look at the completed mani without top coat. This is my swatch photo under artificial lighting, and you can kind of see what I'm talking about there. And here it is once more at an angle with top coat. So lastly, I have Hey Diddly Ho, and this is probably my favorite of the collection. This is a bright kind of orchidy, fuchsia-y purple. So I'll show you a brush shot. And I'll show you a short stamping demo. So this is how it picked up for me. All these are going to be really great for stamping, I think. So next I'll show you how it swatches on my natural nail. Here is one coat of Hey Diddly Ho. Again, this starts out a little bit sheer. This one's not as streaky as some of the others though. Really nice application. I'll let that dry and then come back in for a second coat. Here is the second coat of Hey Diddly Ho. This is going to build it up a little bit and help me clean up the edges there. But again, not quite opaque, so I am going to let this dry and then come back in for a third and final coat. So here is the third coat of Hey Diddly Ho. This is going to bring the color nice and even, right to the edge of being opaque. This one might really be opaque. So here is a look at the completed mani. This is my swatch photo under artificial lighting. And once more at an angle with top coat. Darlene from Sweet and Sour Lacquer has really awesome customer service. I asked her to list minis in her shop because I could not just swing the full set. And she did. She was really prompt about getting back to me. But when she listed them as 7 milliliters. But when she got her bottles in, they were 5 milliliters. So she sent me 2 sets. I am going to give away my second set. This will be open internationally for ages 13 and older with parental consent. I'll run the giveaway all the way through the 29th at noon. So that's this Sunday. To enter, just like this video, subscribe if you haven't already, and leave a comment down below which shade is your favorite. For an extra entry, if you'd like, you can repost this photo on Instagram with the hashtag SloppySwag2016. If you'd like to see more photos of these, you can visit my blog at sloppyswatches.wordpress.com or follow me on Instagram at sloppyswatches. Thanks so much for watching, guys. See you next time.